It's a pleasure for me to be here today to be part of this research day, and to start off I'd like to thank very sincerely Dr. Adnan and the Research Council and all of those who have worked to make this day possible. I think it's an important part of what Bethlehem University is seeking to do. And for this year, when we celebrate 40 years of existence, I think it's really important for us to step back a little bit and ask ourselves what we are doing here. On the 1st of October 1973, 112 students walked onto this campus to start Bethlehem University, and some of them are here with us today. There are also faculty here, obviously, who are going to work with those students to try and educate them and to begin this whole process of educating young people here in Palestine. And I've often thought what it must have been like for that first faculty to start, as it were, with a blank sheet and try to create a university. Putting systems in place, putting structures in place that were going to enable Bethlehem University to grow to what it is today. And they must very often have thought, what's a better way of doing this? What's a good way of putting this together? And so in some ways we can say that right from the very beginning, people here at Bethlehem University were doing research. They were trying to find better ways. They were trying to explore what's the best way to engage with our students here. Because what we were trying to do right from the very beginning was to find ways to serve the Palestinian people through education. And we've been doing that for 40 years. But I think a day like this is an opportunity to step back and ask, what are we trying to do with research? Why are we doing research? And I think there are two reasons in my mind as to why we want to engage in this. The first one is because we want to know more about the universe, history, culture. Just to understand in a better way the world that we are living in. And the second thing, I think, is that we want to try and improve the quality of life of people. Find better ways of living healthily, of being able to do things in a better way. And we have to keep some sort of balance between those two. And so the question that I ask about research here is, what is it that Bethlehem University has to do around research to achieve its goal of serving the Palestinian people through education? Because as we say in our mission statement, that what we're trying to do is enhance, to share, and to use knowledge. And that seems to me to be a key aspect of what research is about. So that if we are trying to explore ourselves and trying to entice and engage our students in exploring the universe, history, and culture, then we have to make some inquiries about that. We have to find out better ways of knowing. We have to do research, and that research needs to inform what we are going to do with our students, what we are engaging our students in exploring. And if we are going to want things to be better for the Palestinian people, then what we do in research needs to have practical outcomes that are financially feasible and sustainable by Bethlehem University and by the Palestinian people. Now, if we're going to do those two things, we need to have a mindset, an attitude, or a culture of seeing research as absolutely central to what we're about as Bethlehem University. And that leads us to ask, well, what are we trying to do here at Bethlehem University? And I'd come back to what I've said time and time again, that what we are trying to do here is really to carry on the mission of Jesus. And he came for what? As I've said before, and as it's said in St. John's Gospel, I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. And that's what Bethlehem University is seeking to do, to enable students here to gain skills, to gain knowledge, to be able to live life as fully as they possibly can. And we provide programs to do that. But we're also working against those things that prevent that from happening. So we're working against ignorance. We're working against fear. We're working against prejudice. We're working against injustice. We're working against isolation. We're working against anything that's preventing people from being what they are capable of being. And that leads us into the framework, as it were, for Bethlehem University. What we're doing here is we are founded on truth, we're built on justice, and we're animated by love. And so what I want is when students come on campus, when they step onto campus here, I want them to know. I want them to know that there are people here who really care about them, that there are people here who are standing in solidarity with them. I want them to feel that they are safe when they're here on campus. So it's something to do with the relationship that we have with those students. And going back to Jean-Baptiste de La Salle, what he emphasized, that we need to be brothers and sisters to one another, and older brothers and sisters to the young people entrusted to us. Entrusted to us. These young people are entrusted to us, and we have a responsibility to help them live life as fully as they possibly can. And so we need to develop those relationships, and we need to make sure that the structures and the systems that we have in place are just. And then in reference to today, we need to make sure we're founded on truth. So our research is an exploration of truth, an exploration of what it is that's going on in our universe, in our history, and our culture. And so as a result of our research, what we engage our students in doing needs to be informed by what we discover as we explore truth. And if we are going to help the Palestinian people, if we're going to serve the Palestinian people through education, then we need to use our research in practical ways to do that. And if we do that, then we are indeed going to be a university founded on truth, built on justice, and animated by love. And I encourage you today to engage in this opportunity that you have on this research day to explore that further and to be committed to allow your teaching to be informed by what you find out as a result. So I wish you well during this day, and thank you for this opportunity. Shukran.